And starting the recording. So let us start the FA setups. And what about you? So you are already practicing that uh, all the setups, right? AR setups and everything.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So okay, let me go to the application. So our C is a Proton, right? Proton welcome, right? So let us create the responsibility. So we need to create the responsibility, FA responsibility. So then let us update the profile options. Okay, so these two. So first let me create the responsibility and assign to the user.
Sir, 1 minute.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yes, Mr. Praveen.
we are in between of AR, na, sir.
No, we are in between of air.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
So
okay.
we need to execute some application.
Okay, that's create accounting, right? Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had created that accounting, right? So accounting was I think it was failed. I think, right? Okay. Okay. So let me go to the control accounting and open and close periods. And here, so here I'm trying to close the. So it is already closed. This one is already closed. Okay. And I try to close this one because we have the pending transactions. That means unposted transactions in FA. So sorry in AR. So that's why. So you must post all the transactions in this period before closing. Okay, that means we have the pending transactions, all the transactions. So these transactions are not moved to AR. Okay. So now let me run the program. Okay, there are two things. One is so let me check the accounting. So first let me query with that one. So transactions, I think ours is 100. That invoice number is 100. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So F11, F11, then 100, control F11. Okay, let me run this create accounting now. Create accounting. And actually, what we did is we had created this draft we generated. Let me go for create accounting final post to GL. So it will go to GL and it will be posted. Okay. So the same way, in the same way. So let me run for receipt as well because we created the receipt for 5,000, and here if you see the invoice is 10,000 and it is paid. 5,000 is paid, and you can see the balance amount as 5,000 here. Okay, now the accounting has been successfully created for this transaction. So once all the transactions are moved to GL, so then we can close that. So receipts and receipts. So here also let me run that one. So the F11, and here I think how to query that. Let me query with the amount at least. Control F11. It's not like.
Amount is 10,000.
No, we paid 5,000. We received 5,000 only.
Receipt number is proton underscore
Oh,
something.
okay. Oh, okay. Then it's good. So receipt number. If you know the receipt number, it will be easy for us to then control alt tab. Alt tab. I need to come back. Okay. Let me close and query. So F11 and tab and tab. So ours is REC, right? REC Photon, I think so, right? Okay.
Proton REC 1
Oh, okay.
something like that.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So now, tools, create accounting, and create final post to GL. Then click on OK. Now the create accounting final post to GL. Okay. So it is also accounting is running. View request and click on fine. So let us see how it will be. Yeah. So the first one is already general important power state. So once it is done, so that means that so we are so it is okay for so the invoices. So it is already done. You can also check it. You can check here, or you can check the GL data. So let us complete this one as well, and we can check the GL data. And at the same time, so let us try to close the period, AR period. If it is closed, that means that we don't have any pending transactions in AR. Okay, so now click. Usually, when you select this one, it will move, but it is not moving. That's why I tab it. So you can see that. Okay, receivables in this receivables. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, we have the 10,000. Okay, 10,000 is the invoice amount. Okay, already it is done. And now, so let us see the receipt. Okay, both are done. So now what I can do is I can go to the GL and I can query the journals with the source receivables. Okay, journals enter. The source is receivables. Okay, receivable source and click on OK. Now let us see. Okay, you got it right? Yeah. So your one is a sales invoice and the other is the receipts. Okay. So now we are done with both the transactions. So now let me close the period. So that AR period. So now if it is closed, then it's fine. So this is a kind of a closing process. If you have any pending transactions, so then you can't close the books. Then you need to transfer the data. Then only you can close the books. Okay. So now so let us go to the accounting, control accounting, and here open close period, and let me try to close this one. Close, click on OK. Yeah, now it is checking for unposted items. If there is any kind of a pending transaction, unposted items is any pending transaction. Click on OK. Now done. Okay, so it is clear. Now there is no pending transactions. It is closed. Okay, it's fine. So it is how to close the period. Okay, fine. So now let us go to the FA setups. Fine. So here, we need to create the responsibility and assign to user, then update the profile option. These two are mandatory for any responsibility, responsibility, any Oracle responsibility. If you are working for HRMS or manufacturing, human resources, or supply chain, so procurement, any kind of responsibility. So we need to have these two. So let me go to system administrator. And here profile, sorry, so security user define, click on define. Okay, so now let me query that F11. Ours is proton, right? Proton, control F11. So okay, sorry, so before going to that we need to create the responsibility, right? So let me create the responsibility. Sorry for confusion. Security responsibility, then define, click on define. So here let me query the vision operation F11 assets vision operations. Okay, that is the core responsibility. PASA would be control F11 assets vision operations. So you need to move down. Okay, down arrow. You need to do the down arrow. Assets vision operations. That is the main responsibility, which is developed by Oracle. So which is created by Oracle while developing the product. So control down arrow. So now I am taking proton underscore FA. Proton underscore FA, and here you can go for shift F5, and then a proton FA, and here the date tab and tab it, shift F5, tab it and shift F5, and here also menu shift F5, and you can go to the request group. Okay, shift F5. So now you tab it, and here you need to select that reports, all reports, and it on assets. Okay, so now you can close it, because here if you remember, so FA main and all report, that's fine. Otherwise what we can do is, so then you can query the standard responsibility, standard Oracle responsibility, and then you can create our own responsibility for our client, so using the same menus and request groups. So here the menu FA main means, if you use FA main menu, then you can get all the forms, so which are related to setups and all the transactions. Okay, in the same way request group, all reports means you will get all the FA reports, whatever related to FA. Then Control S, save it, and let me close it. I think whenever I use this tab, I am not I have issue with touchpad. Okay, close it. Fine. Let me take mouse.
It's an application issue, sir. That is.
Yeah, maybe. So whenever I use that one, so I'm getting the issue. Maybe you guys also may think maybe. So now let me go for security user and define. So I need to assign the responsible to user on F11, and Proton control F11. So go to the line level, and there you need to assign the assign the responsibility. You need to go to the line level. This is header level. This is the line level, and assign the responsibility Proton FA. Okay, this is FA responsibility. Click on OK and save it, because we did it for many times. So that's I'm going to create it, and this is mandatory for any kind of a application, for any kind of a module. So then update profile options. What are the profile options? We have three profile options. So you need to remember all these things. GL ledger name. One is GL ledger name, and the other one is MO operating unit, and third one is HR business group. So you need to assign these three. If you go to Fusion, which is a cloud product, you don't have the profile options, but here you have the roles. It is based on roles only. Roles and data access sets. Data access. Okay, these two plays main role. Okay, we don't have the profile options today in Fusion. Okay, so now let me go to the okay, system administrator. We are in the system administrator. Profile system, that is the navigation. Go to the profile system, and here our application is assets, and responsibility is Proton tab, and Proton FA, and here percentage, and what we can do is, so GL ledger name. So GL ledger name. Okay, so here the GL ledger name is, so ours is a Proton tab. Save it, and next one is MO operating unit, percentage MO, percentage OP, MO operating unit, and here you can see that, so Proton operating unit, so you can see that just Proton tab, you can do that. And next one is HR business group. These are mandatory for any kind of a module. HR business group, just I am giving HR business group, HR business. Okay, so now Proton, so okay, we need to give the correct name, PROTON, Proton tab, you will see that Proton business group. Okay, then close this one. We are done with so all these things. Okay, so next one is, we need to create, okay, like in GL calendar, here we need to define three calendars. One is a fiscal calendar, and other one is a difference depreciation calendar. The third one is prorate calendar, prorate base. So system will calculate the depreciation based on the pro-rate basis. Okay, so let us create these three calendars. Okay, let me go for fiscal calendar. This is a financial year. Fiscal calendar is nothing but it is a kind of a financial year. So let me create that one. So now go to the application. So here to create the calendars, so you need to go to the FA. Go to the FA application. Okay, and here the setup asset system. Then you need to go for the calendar. Okay, that is a fiscal calendar. Okay, here we have fiscal calendar, depreciation calendar. This is a normal calendar, depreciation calendar. This is product conventions, product calendar. Let me go for the fiscal calendar, fiscal years. Okay, here you need to mention that so proton underscore FIS underscore calendar. Okay, so this one is fiscal calendar, and then you need to define. So the from date to date. From date is so 1st January 2017 to 31st 31st December 17. Fine. Mid is so it is a kind of a 1st July 17, 1st July 17, and fiscal year is 2017. So once you provide the tab, by default you will get everything. So click on the tab and you will get. Okay, other years you don't need to worry. Okay, so system itself it will create. Okay, 1st Jan to 2018, so it will create by default. Okay, then save it. This is how to create the fiscal calendar or fiscal years. So next one is the depreciation calendar. For that navigation same, setup, asset system, then calendars. Click on calendars. Okay, so now you can go to the this one, and here you can go for proton DEP CAL calendar. Okay, so you can copy the same, and these calendars are so easy compared to the GL calendar. It will not take much more time. Fiscal year name, so we just created, right? So proton fiscal year name, and the periods per year. Here we are taking 12 periods only. We don't have adjustment periods here. Then click on tab. Okay, once you tab here, you need to say that Jan 17. Okay, and 1st Jan 17 to 31st January 17, but we are giving the periods. Just click on tab. So once you click on the tab, the period 2, so it will display the to date, from date, and here we need to mention so just the month name only, February, and tab it March. Okay, tab it April, then tab it May, then tab it June, then tab it July, then tab it August, then tab it September, then tab it October, then tab it November, then tab it December. Okay, fine, then save it. This is how to create the depreciation calendar. So this is a little bit easy only, so these periods. Okay, next one is, let us go for the pro-rate conventions. So this is also same navigation, setup, asset system, then pro-rate conventions. Okay, so for that what we need to do is proton underscore p convention. Okay, otherwise, so proton, I think here we don't have the characters. Okay, p c. Okay, proton pro-rate conventions. Okay, so here the description you can give it. Okay, pro-rate convention, and fiscal year name is, so just give the proton and you will get it. And depreciate when placed in service. Okay, so how you will depreciate an is you will depreciate a asset if it is in the service only. If it is not in service, because if you are using if you are using it, but okay, for example, I purchased a car, okay, or purchased a laptop. So the laptop so life period is just 4 years or 5 years. Okay, let us say it is a 5 years. So that means that every year 20% will be depreciated. So at the end of the final year, so then the value of the laptop is zero. Okay. So then after that, that's why companies after 5 years they used to sell, or they can move to that one. They can move to so some other inventory for related to laptops or desktops. Okay. So after 5 years, the value of the asset is zero. So that's why. So if the employee is having the laptop, so if it is below 5 years, then companies. So if we lost the laptop, then companies recover based on that. If it is after 5 years, so but it's a zero value. So then also if it is lost, then company will recover based on the data only. But usually what happens is, as per the book of accounts, so once it is after 5 years, its value is zero only. Okay. So if it is a car, okay, so the for that one, 15 years. Okay, for car usually it is a 15 years service. Okay, after 15 years, so it's a zero only. So like that. So if it is a placed, okay, if it is in a service, so then you can depreciate. Otherwise, if you are not, otherwise you can't. So depreciate that. Okay, that's why you depreciate when placed in service. You can depreciate when the asset is in service. Okay. So now let me go for. So what I can do is I can do that. Okay. So you can depreciate for on monthly basis or quarterly or yearly basis. You can depreciate the item. Usually we used to depreciate on yearly basis. Even you can do, if you want, you can do on monthly basis. Okay. For example, so for the year the depreciation 20%. So then if it is by month, what happens is 20% by 12. So it will depreciate. Okay, based on the calculation. Okay. So now what we can do is, so let us go for the monthly pro rata. For monthly pro rata, how it will be? So 31st Jan 17, and where when we will depreciate for January month, you can depreciate on Feb 1st of February only. Okay. So some companies may change that. Okay, so they want to depreciate. Okay, from maybe 1st Jan to 5th Jan or whatever it may be. Usually, what happens is most of the companies they can go for month to month basis. Okay, if you run monthly basis, it will calculate. So the pro rata, that means that 20 for yearly it is 25%. So by 12 like that. Okay, so I had taken 1st Jan to 31st, and pro rata is first. So if you run on first, then then it will consider for 1st Jan to 31st January, first January to 31st January. Okay, so now for others, no need to worry. Just click on tab. So system will take. Okay, so it will take everything. System will take. Okay, just I'm giving tab. Okay, save it. So here the creation of this one is the easy process only. So compared to GL periods calculation, so this is the easy one. So you are able to understand. Do you have any doubts of that? Because it's easy process only. Just you need to go to the concern one. So next one is system controls. So let us go for the system control. Okay, system controls. Okay, and for this navigation is, so here you need to give the so company name and everything for the system control. Okay, so setup, then asset system, then you can go for system controls. Okay, here you can give the system controls. Click on system controls. Fine. Usually here what happens is it's a vision interface, right? So then what I can do is Proton Consulting Services. So you can do that. So your company name will be displayed there. That's it. Okay. So for all the reports, company name will be displayed. So next one is, so these things we can discuss later because it will take much more time. So next class we can do that. So let me go for this one, book control. So then we can discuss others. So as per the time. Okay. So now let me go for the book controls. Here we have the corporate book, tax book like that. So different books. So for that navigation is setup, asset system, then book controls. Click on book controls. Here you can see that. So corporate book, tax book, budget books. So budget books, if you are using any kind of a budget related, then you can go for that. Usually what happens is, so most of the companies they use the corporate books, and tax books you can copy it. So you don't need to create the tax books. Whatever the data is in the corporate book, then you can copy the same thing for tax, you can copy the tax book because that is for the tax calculation. So let us create a corporate book. So usually why we need to create a corporate book? Any asset, okay, if you purchase an asset, so employee is an asset for the company. Okay, usually Infosys they used to calculate it. So I don't know right now how it is. So but earlier, so employee is Infosys employee. Each employee is 1 crore like that. So they used to do even the insurance also 1 crore for 1 crore like that. So that means that so they are treating, so they are putting employee as also asset for the company. Okay, so here, so if you purchase, okay, for example, I purchase some kind of a so usually in the IT, our main assets are servers and then systems, right? So the systems and servers, these are all not related to, even though you purchase for Hyderabad location, so those are at higher level only. Those are at corporate level only. Okay. So if the company wants to move the servers and systems, then they can move to one location to other location. Okay, from Hyderabad to Bangalore, or Bangalore to some other Chennai. Okay, okay. If the company is operating in multiple locations, so then they can move the assets to different locations because the asset works at higher level. It is a corporate level. Okay, that's why we used to create the books at corporate level. So here book, and let me create the book, carpet book, proton, carpet book. So I can say card book. Okay, otherwise proton, card book. Okay, fine. So let me copy and paste in the description, and then ledger. Okay, so you need to go provide the ledger here, proton ledger. Okay, ours is the proton ledger. You need to select it by default. Then you need to provide the depreciation calendar, which is we just created proton calendar. So this proton depreciation calendar and prorate calendar. So proton prorate calendar, and current period is, so now we are in December period. You can go for the December period. Okay, and that's fine. So that's it. Okay, so then let us go for
Sir,
the
the prorate
sorry,
prorate calendar is depreciation calendar you are taking.
prorate calendar.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so you are saying the product calendar also, so it is selected depreciation calendar, right? You are saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So usually what happens is in the asset categories, so we are getting the product calendar is a different calendar. So here it is taking the depreciation calendar directly. So let me check it. So if you go to the asset categories, so there, so we have, Okay. Specific countries it is taking the same, but product calendar it is taking the depreciation calendar. Okay, I will make a note. I will let you know. Okay. So product depreciation calendar. Okay. So usually what happens is in the asset categories, the product calendar is selecting the product only, product basis only, because while calculating the depreciation. So now it is taking the product calendar as a depreciation calendar. So I will let you know. So why it is not picking up like that. Okay, so let us go for the accounting rules. So here the accounting rules, we can go for the accounting rules. Uh, So allow you can go for create intercompany balancing events. So you can go for that. Otherwise, what we can do is you can allow mass changes. You can go for the allow mass changes. And if there is a retire revalue, if there is a retire kind of things, you can do that. So these two are the mandatory. So that means optional only. If you want to change anything, you can change it. And this one other things are so it is based on the based on if so if you want to allow intercompany members, so okay, from one company to one other company, you can do that. So others are not that much important. So we used to go for most of the implementations. We used to go for so allow mass changes and retire the revaluation reserves. So when the asset is retiring, so then you can use this one. And others are natural accounts. So here we need to update the natural account. So here the proceeds of sales, okay, proceeds of sale. So it's a kind of a you can go for so a revenue account and cost of removal also. So it's expense account and net book value retired and asset account and revalue the asset account. And other one is deferred depreciation. So depreciation. So depreciation kind of things. So you can go for the all the depreciations. So yeah, it's a kind of expense. You can go for expense accounts. Okay, let me go for that. So proceeds of sales. So you can go for the revenue account. So sorry, proceeds of sale expense account only because it's a kind of so here we are not generating any revenue. It's expense account only. And cost of removal also expense account here. But here what you can do is you can create a different account because we are taking the header only. But in the real time, what you can do is 405 proceeds of sales account, 406 cost of revenue account. So like that you can do that. Net book value retired. So you can take the asset accounts here. So the asset account. So here also here reserved is asset account. And these are all the depreciation accounts or these are all expense accounts. And account generator, it's a kind of asset account. So then save it. So in the same way, you can create the tax book as well. Because here, so we are not creating the transaction in the tax book. Whatever we are creating in the corporate book, we will copy those transactions to the tax book, and it's just for the reporting purpose. So let us create so tax book as well. The same way, process same. But here, what you can do is you can take the tax, and based on that, so one more tab will be added. So for the tax, okay. So click on tax. So tax rules will be added on one tab. So let me do the same thing here. Okay, the tax book. So here Proton tax book and associated. So that's you can see that. So tax book is associated with corporate book because so main transaction, all the assets will be created and the depreciations, the retirement, everything will be done in the corporate book only. Then you can copy the data from corporate to tax book for the for the statutory kind of thing for taxation purpose. Okay. So the here the associated corporate book is Proton Corp book. So PROTON tab card book. Okay, by default you will get it, and here you need to give the depreciation calendar, that depreciation calendar, Proton depreciation calendar. So Proton, so depreciation calendar. So I will check that. So why we are we are by default we are getting that depreciation calendar. So it's not a mistake, but the thing is that we need maybe the Proton rata basis is based on depreciation. Okay, so I will check it. So I will check and let you know. So the current period is so December period. So now so everything is same only. Depreciate if retired in first year. Okay. So if it is retired in first year, you can depreciate. Go to the this one allow mass changes and natural accounts. The same thing. So everything is same only. Okay. It's not changed here. Everything is same only. So proceeds of sales. So so here 400, 400, 400. So it's the asset account. You can take this. Okay. Pro rata basis, account sees asset account. You can go for the department, finance, click on OK. Fine. So next one is let us go for the tax. So here you can see that, okay, allow reserve adjustments, you can do that, and at the same time, so CAP assets, okay. So it's a kind of a in progress, okay, CAP assets, okay. So then you can copy that. You can copy additions. You can copy additions. You can copy the. So you can go for if you enable allow mass copy, then by default everything will be so it will be added. Everything will be added. So if you enable that means that so it will be copied. So whatever there in the corporate book, so it will be copied. Okay. So these are all the so allow CAP assets. Okay. So what kind of a CAP assets? It's a kind of a construction in progress. Okay. Construction in process. Construction in process. So these are all the CAP assets. So if there is any asset in the construction side, okay. So because we are building that project, okay, that is also asset, but that asset is in construction. Construction in process. Construction in process. Okay. Okay, these are the CAP assets. So CAP asset means it's a asset. So that is built over time, but not yet completed. That means that so it is not completed, but so it will be built over time. But right now we will treat it as a CAP asset. It's not it's not a main asset. It's a CAP asset, which is construction in process. Okay, so we created the book controls as well. Save it. We created tax book. Fine. So next one is okay. So we can go for the asset categories and asset location and asset key flex. So these three are the key flex fields in FA. Key flex fields in FA. So if there is any entry question, key flex fields in FA. So we have three key flex fields. One is asset key flex field, location flex field, category. So this deals with asset categories. Okay, what kind of a category? What kind of a category? It is land is then one category, and vehicles. So it's kind of one category. So like this, you can categorize the assets. Location, where the asset is. Okay. So and key flex field. So asset key flex field is a kind of a main data. Asset main data will be stored in asset key flex field, and then asset category. Okay, category data will be stored in the so here the in the key flex field. So numbers, asset number. Usually asset number, all the numbers will be generated automatically. So that's why asset number will be so stored in asset key flex field, and asset location. Okay, for example, so in high tech city. Okay, in high tech city we have the laptops. 1,000 laptops. So that means that so these three are mandatory for any kind of a so FA data. Okay. So what is the category? Okay, laptop category. So where the asset is in high tech city? What are the numbers from 1001 to 1,000? Okay, like that. So we need these three. So without so this data you can't do the additional data. You can create n number of data. So which is a DFF. So these are all the key flex fields, which is so key flex fields KFF. Okay, and DFF we can add n number of DFFs, descriptive flex fields. We can add n number of, but KFF is so these three only. Okay, so asset key flex field, asset location flex field, and asset category flex field. Okay, so in GL we have the key flex field which is asset. So that is the accounting flex field. Fine. So let us try to create this. So this one is by default. We don't need to create. So let me show you. So those flex fields. Okay. So setup, financials, flex fields, key, then segments. So you need to go for the same field only, the same process. Okay. Here we are not going to create that one. So that just I will show you how it will be. Okay, asset cat key flex we are not creating. Asset category and asset location, let us see that. Okay, how to do it. So F11, F11 assets. So control F11. So otherwise assets. You control F11. So yeah, you can see that because you need to give the small letters. So category flex field. So it is already so by default. So here you can't create it. So you are able to see, right. So then like GL you can't. It is freezed. It is freezed. You can't create it. So because in this demo version, but in the real version, so it will be allowed because of the patch. We have the patch kind of thing. Patch means when you apply the patch, then it will allow you. But here in the demo versions, you can't do that one. But what we can do is you can change it. Okay, so it is category flex field. Here what we can do is you can change proton category flex field. You can change to proton category flex field. In the real time also you can use in the same way. Otherwise, so if you check with the Oracle, then they will give the patch. Okay, so based on the patch you can create your own. Okay, so now click on segments. So major category, minor category. Okay, just click on open and open click space. So these are the major category, and the other one is minor category. We have two categories. One is major category, and other one is the minor category. Got it? So in the same way, these things we are not creating. Okay, the categories. What we will create is we will create the values. Okay. So in my asset category, what are the different categories? Okay. So what kind of categories? So we are using. Okay. That means that desktops are one category, laptops one category, servers are one category. So like this, you can create. Okay. In the same way, so go to the header level and click on down arrow. Down arrow, asset key flex fields. In the asset key flex field, so you can just see the asset key only. You can see the asset key. So here no flex field, it's a numbering only, asset key number. That's it. And close everything, and you can go to header level and control down, then down arrow. So then location. So in the location, it will display you. It will give you all the location details. That means that. So okay, country, state, city, building. Okay, if you go to country, click on open. So this is the country related, state related. Okay, so country means country, you need to do that, and state means state. Okay, state, and city, you can go for the city, and here building. So for the building we don't require, but the state only you can enable. So the you can go for this qualifier. We have the only one qualifier, which is a state qualifier. You can enable that for that one. Others one you can create n number. So like this you can create it. So you can go for 5 6. So for this what happens is now Oracle will not allow us even to create a new one, but in the demo instance. But in the real instance, once you purchase the software, so then so you will get a patch, and then once you apply the patch, and you can create your own. But here what we can do is we will use these key flex fields, which are set key flex field, and category flex field, and location set location flex field. So then we can create the values for all these. So right now what I can do is, so let me go for this, let me create the asset category flex field. So for that what we can do is, so if you want to create the values, where we need to create, so can you please let me know, because so I don't know. So so if you guys explain me, then I can go ahead, because we created in the GL, what we did, we created the segment structure, and then we created asset with the company and account department, right, where we had created. So I am going to set
Yeah,
up financials, then
flexibles.
text fields,
Key.
then
Value.
values,
Values.
right. Here also same procedure. Same procedure. You can see that. So you don't need to go to for a GL, and here you can see that. Okay. So application is assets,
As
and categories. So asset key flex field. No. Okay. We have. Let me. Yeah. We have category. So I told you, right. We have three key flex fields. So you can see that key flex fields. So category. So asset key flex field don't need. So it is by default. Category location also we can change it. Category and structure, you can see that by just click on here, by default you will get it. Segments. So here you need to change you need to go for major and minor category. Okay, let me go for major first. Major category, and click on find. Click on find. And here I am going to, so click on new, Proton, major category. Major category. Oh, its value is longer than, okay, fine. So then what you can do is, so Proton assets, okay, we can do that. Proton assets. I am categorizing all the assets as Proton assets. Fine. Then save it. Okay. So I want to create the minor categories. For that, go to the header level. This is the line level. Click on header level. Okay. Click on mouse on header level and click on find. Now let me change it to minor category. Okay. And minor category. Okay. So here the independent value is so which is Proton. Okay. For the Proton I am creating the minor categories. Okay. So click on find. So here what you can do is, let me create. Okay. So desktops. So all the desktops one category, because I am implementing for a software company. So let me get the all the assets for the software company. Laptops. So all the laptops are one category. Okay. Servers. All the servers are one category. So like this you can create n number of, okay, n number of categories. Okay. Then building, land and building, right? So buildings. We have the buildings. So like this, okay, you can categorize the assets like that. Okay. So that this is how to create the categories, major and minor categories. And next one is location. So we will stop from so once we complete the location, so then tomorrow we'll go ahead with the other topics. Okay. So here location flex field. Location is, so it's we need to define the area and everything. Okay. So for that, close everything. Okay, just click on OK, and click on again the same thing. Okay, so asset, setup, financials,
flex.
text fields, key,
Flexible.
then values. Click on values. Here application is same, assets, and title is, it's a
Location.
location flex field. And the structure, you can just click here, you will get it. And segments, you can see that different segments. Okay, Let me go for create building, city, state, and category. So first, let me create the country. Country first, right? Country. So go to here and click on new India. If it is already created, no issues. Okay. Then then otherwise we need to clear it. Let me query it if it is already created. F11 India. It is created. Fine. Go to header level and click on find. So then state. I want to create the state. Click on find. So then you can create state. So ours is, so here you can create Telangana. Okay, it is created. So then you can create Tamil Nadu. You can create like this because okay. So let me create Andhra. I think Andhra is already created. I think. Okay, like this you can create. Okay, all the states and everything. Fine. So then go to the header level and select the city. City Hyderabad. I think we already created maybe. So for the further classes, let me query that. Hyderabad is created. So then what you can do is you can create the Chennai. We can create Amaravati. Like this you can create n number. So you can create n number of values. Okay, fine. So then click on here and then building. So it's a building is a kind of address. Okay. So what we can do is okay in high tech city. What is that? So in high tech city I can say that okay cyber towers. Okay. So like this you can create. Fine. And click on new and anything. So in okay.
Lakshmi Cyber.
Sorry.
Lakshmi Cybers.
Lakshmi Cybers. It is
Yes.
there in Amravati.
No, sir, it is in Hyderabad only.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So we can create like this. We can create a different okay locations. Okay. The buildings and everything. Fine. Close it. Okay. So then define asset category. I will show you that. But before going to that, I just want to show you because here I am able to get the depreciation calendar. So the that product calendar here. If you go to the asset category, I am not going to define. It will take much more time. So I am not going to define here. So here I'm just want to show you. But tomorrow we'll come up with that. So Proton assets, Proton. So we let me take the okay laptop one category. Click on OK, and I can copy paste here. Okay, and then click on defaults. Okay, maybe I need to give the information. I think all the information. Otherwise I can't. But I don't save it. Okay, in the corporate book, and here the set book. So sets. I don't save it, but I got as I'm able to get product calendar here, but I don't know why I'm not getting. So it's actually expense account. That's why it's not like by default it is expense account. Okay. If you click on here, what you can do is so that okay straight line method is a straight line STL straight line method, and here you can see that the prorat. So okay the prorat Proton, you can see that, right? Product conventions. Here I
Yeah.
am able to see the product conventions. So there it is a product calendar is taken by default as a depreciation calendar. So that how it is, I will check it. I will check the setups and also I will check the we'll analyze the reports as well. So tomorrow we'll come up with that one. Okay, why? So by
Okay.
default we are getting. it is correct only, but why the product is taking the depreciation calendar, it is selecting. Okay? I will let you know. Fine. So tomorrow we will discuss something, and we can create some assets, and then we have the how to transfer the assets, how to retain the assets, okay, how to depreciate the assets. We will discuss all these things tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. Thanks for
Sir,
joining. And this one I will
sir,
share you. Let me stop the recording.